Welcome everybody to the league. It is this working? Yeah. It is week 5 and craziness has set upon the league this week, but before we get into that, let's get into a recap of week 4. Week 4 consisted of some pretty high scoring winning teams and some pretty low scoring losing teams, and let's get right into it. Let's start off with the Quailmen were able to take down the Cartel. Oh God, by 60 points, just destroyed them there. So the Quailmen are now 2-2, looking pretty solid out there in the South, even though they are still third in their division. Cartel are still 0-4 and looking like trash. The Mothmen were able to take down the Tanks by about 35 points, pretty solid there. Again, the Tanks are just awful this year, but they didn't score the lowest amount of points this week. Could that be a sign of things to come? A little bit of getting better, but the Mothmen are now 3-1, so looking very solid out there in the East. The Voyagers scored a lot. I think they scored the second most on the week to take down the Heaters. The Heaters finally lost a game that wasn't by, single digits or one score or whatever. Voyagers won that one by about 35, I think, as well. And they are still right behind the Cavs in the West. The Dumpster Fire put up the most points this week, scoring almost $160 over the Finesse, who put in a valiant effort, put up 126, but you still lost by 30 points. And they are now 1-3 and looking really, really tough out there. And we'll see what the Finesse can do. The Cavs lost their first game of the season to the still undefeated Charleston Trolls by 11 points. Very good game. That definitely was game of the week. The Cavs lost Lamar Jackson in that effort. Had Lamar stayed in the game, I think he did play the whole game, didn't he? I'm not really sure, but he didn't do too well anyways. He was doing pretty bad. So yeah, Cavs took their first loss, but they're still looking pretty damn strong. And no movement in the standings at all. Just wait, why the hell the Dumpster Fire 5-0? Hold up. What the hell? They ain't 5-0. 4-0. There we go. My bad. So Charleston Trolls and the Columbia Dumpster Fire are the only two undefeated teams remaining. The Dumpster Fire have a pretty easy game this week against the Tanks, and they're already blowing them out. And the Voyagers and the Trolls are up this week, and which should be a very, very good matchup to see if the Trolls can lose that undefeated status or keep it rolling against a very strong Voyager team. Let's get into the power rankings. Again, not too much movement here. And let's just roll them. We get them out of the way. Coming in at number 12, you got the Tanks. Number 11, you got the Cartel. Number 10, you got the Heaters. All three of these teams haven't won a game yet. It's tough out here. And all teams they're all spread. One in the East, one in the South, one in the West, and they're all looking really, really bad right now. Again, I would say the Heaters have obviously the best chance of getting a win on the season. They shouldn't finish the season without a win. They should be fine in that respect, but I don't know about playoffs now. I mean, four losses, I don't think anyone's ever done it, but the only team that would be able to do it would be the Heaters. We'll see what they can do. Coming in at number 9, still at number 9, very surprising as well, the Long Island Roondogs. Man, this team, we don't know what the hell's going on up there. I mean, it's not even that they're necessarily hurt. They're just not playing well. I mean, they've got guys, but they're not putting up these crazy numbers like they were the last few seasons, and just looking very, very mediocre. Maybe they're getting a little old, but not necessarily. I don't know. Something's got to change up there in Long Island to get them some more wins on the season, or this season may be over a hell of a lot faster than they thought it would. Coming in at number 8, dropping down a few spots, you got the LA Finesse. They are also 1-3, and pretty much the opposite of what the Rune Dogs. This team is just old and just bad. I mean, their best guys, on paper, this team is amazing in 2019. Now in 2025, I don't think it's going to work anymore. And another thing with this Finesse squad is they don't really have many draft picks. They don't have a first-round pick in the next 3 years. Next year, they have a third, a fourth, and a fifth. 2027, they have a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And then 2028, they have a second, third, fourth, and a fifth. They said fuck them picks, but now them picks are fucking them. And the Finesse are looking down the barrel of mediocrity and kind of basement-dwelling shit unless they make some serious changes, maybe to, I don't know, their season's not done, but they may need to start trading away some of their best guys for some future picks or something. Some crazy trades need to happen for the Finesse for them to get out of that hole that they are in. The Rune Dogs can get out of the hole with the team they have. They're fine, I think. They've just got some pretty bad puck luck, I guess, and their players just aren't playing too well, but Finesse are looking a little bit worse for wear there. Coming in at number 7, you have the French Quarter Quailmen. They are 2-2. They are the only 2-2 team in the league. Very mid, but also very, very solid. This team is going to surprise some people this year. I mean, they now have Judkins in there, who's looked fantastic the last couple of weeks. They have Emeka Egbuka, I think I'm saying that correctly, who's looked fantastic in all 4 of his games. Got double digits in every single game as a rookie. Fantastic. They have Laporta, who, honestly, Laporta is kind of just meh. He's just kind of meh. I don't know what the hell happened to him. He looked amazing his rookie year, and now he's just kind of dropped off. Otherwise, this team is very, very solid. I mean, Justin Herbert is, a top 10 guy. He hasn't really done too much. He's gotten worse as the season has gone on, fantasy-wise and games-wise. But he did have a fairly kind of difficult schedule. Not really. So we'll see what's going on with Justin Herbert. They are running the ball pretty well up there, though, so maybe that's why. Coming in at number 6, top 6, you got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks, sitting at 3-1. Very, very solid team. I mean, this team, again, you look at this team on paper and you think, they shouldn't really be doing too well. But they're not squeaking out wins, but they've got guys that are outperforming what a lot of other guys, what we thought they would do, like Javonte Williams, and most notably Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston looked like ass the first 2 years of his career, but year 3, hey, it's the wide receiver year, and he's starting to pop off. And him and Justin Herbert look fantastic. Dude's got 4 touchdowns in 4 games, and even in his worst game, he still put up 13 points. So this guy is looking very solid. Number 4 receiver on the year for the Tiger Sharks. And they're going to try to keep on rolling this week. Coming in at number 5, you have the Midlands Mothmen. Very, very solid team. Again, a little bit of a surprise here, but they've got some rising stars as well. Tet McMillan, he's very good, but that team is just ass. Thank you. And I guess whenever they get a new quarterback out there in Carolina, he's going to be doing a hell of a lot well. But the star on this team is JSN, Jackson Smith, and Njigba, looking very, very good. And now he's got Jalen Waddle, who should be, I guess, stepping into that wide receiver 1 role since Tyreek Hill died last week. So, yeah, Mothmen and Tiger Sharks are the surprise 3-1s. The Finesse and the Rune Dogs are the surprise 1-3s. So maybe they're just switching out. Change of the guard. We'll see what happens. Coming in at number 4, staying at number 4, you have the Vietnam Voyagers. Not really nowhere to move down and nowhere really to move up. Voyagers stuck in a log jam right here at number 4. Looking very solid as well. They still can't figure this shit out at quarterback, but otherwise the rest of their team is just carrying everything. Puka Nacua has already had a fantastic week. He's the number 1 guy in the league right now over everybody, and he's just killing it. I mean, he's gotten double-digit catches in all but one game, and he's only caught 2 touchdowns on the season. If this guy can start catching touchdowns, look the fuck out. But yeah, Voyagers looking very solid, have a tough matchup this week. Number 3, you have the Cameron Cavaliers, dropping down a couple of spots from that number 1 spot, but that's okay. They're still first in the West, looking very good, but again, they did just lose Lamar Jackson for, I don't know how long, at least this week, maybe a couple of weeks, we'll see. I think it's going to be 2 weeks plus the bye, so they're going to be without their guy for a few weeks now, and we'll see if they can stay afloat atop the West without him. They're going to be starting Jackson Dart, the rookie, and for that stint, and we'll see how he does. He looked okay the first game, and we'll see if Jackson Dart can keep it up. You know, he did put up almost 20 points in his first game. Not bad. You know, he had a lot of rushes, though, so we'll see if he can keep that up. Coming in at number 2, you have the Columbia Dumpster Fire. And a lot of media attention has been brought. There's a scandal going on, apparently, in the league about this team. Right now, I don't really see anything of it. It just looks like fucking bullshit banter. But I don't know until more evidence gets brought up, which I don't know what the fuck it would be. But as of now, it's nothing right now. But they are 4-0. They're looking fantastic. We'll see if they can keep it going. Coming in at number 1, though, you got the Charleston Trolls. Sitting at 4-0. They beat the Cavaliers last week. They have another tough matchup against the Voyagers this week. And if they can take down the Voyagers, they are definitely deserving of this top spot. But, I mean, they're still deserving of it right now, but they would mightily be deserving of it after that. They got, Jonathan Taylor-Thomas sitting in there looking fantastic on the year. And they're going to be starting Woody Marks, a rookie, at running back as well. And he looked fantastic last week. We'll see if he can kind of keep it going here for the Trolls. If they stumbled upon another amazing running back that can keep that starting role, then this team is going to be very, very, very scary. Now, their receivers, on the other hand, are something to be desired. Chris Olave, Jerry Jeudy, I mean, both of these guys are kind of ass. They do have Drake London on bye, and London's been okay. He finally showed up last week, but otherwise he hasn't really done much on the season. This team could use some wide receiver help because their running backs are amazing. They got James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Jonathan Taylor-Thomas, and now this Woody Marks kid. They're going to have 4 starting running backs and 2 shit receivers. So I guess if they're just going to be running the option out there in Charleston, they should be just fine. Let's get into the matchups. Matchup number 1, and I will say this is pretty much rivalry week. All these games going on are pretty much all rivalry games. This first game, though, you got the 4-0 Columbia Dumpster Fire at the 0-4 Tiananmen Square Tanks. And this is a bloodbath waiting to happen. I think it's already happening because right now the Dumpster Fire are up 51-0, and it's not even halftime yet. This is getting bad. It looks like the Dumpster Fire may win by 70. We'll check back in at the end of the game. I think half the people have already gone home. But yeah, this game's already over. Matchup number 2. You got the 3-1 Midlands Mothmen at the 1-3 LA Finesse. And right now, the Finesse are up 11-10. Still in the first quarter here. Very, very close game. It still says that the Mothmen should take this one by the end. They have a 25-point spread on this one. Devontae Adams and Fred Warner have scored points in this one. So fantastic showing by the Mothmen already. Getting basically the first 10 points from a linebacker is fantastic. That's what you want. Let's get into matchup number 3. You got the Cameron Cavaliers at the the Hickory Grove Heaters, 3-1 at 0-4. Heaters are really looking for that first win on the season. They thought they would have had it at week 1, 2, and 3. They could very easily be 3-1 right now, but they're not. They're 0-4, and now they've got the Cavs, who are very tough. However, this game has not kicked off yet, and it says the Heaters are going to win. I guess Vegas is betting on the Heaters to finally pull through and get their first win. Both guys are starting their backup quarterbacks. The Heaters are starting Tua because Caleb Williams is on bye and Brock Purdy is out. And the Cavs, as mentioned before, are starting Jackson Dart, the rookie, over Lamar Jackson, who's going to be out for a few weeks. So this should be a very close matchup, I think. I don't think it's going to be, a 13-point win on either side. I think it's going to be very, very close. And the Heaters Heaters need to win this game to stay alive in this league. If not, they're pretty much done. Matchup number 4. You got the 3-1 Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks at the 0-4 Miami Cartel. The battle for Florida is on, and right now the Tiger Sharks are just up 7-0. Still early in this game. Tiger Sharks have about a 25-point spread as well. I mean, the Cartel are ass. The Tiger Sharks are on the up and up, and they're looking very, very healthy right now. So the Tiger Sharks should be able to take this. They didn't start Matthew Stafford, which, again, I don't think anyone's going to start Stafford over Mayfield. However, the last 2 weeks, Stafford has put up over 25 points. That's something to take a look at, whereas Baker Mayfield has been very, very good on the season, very solid, but hasn't put up that many points on the entire in any one game. But they're still, riding high. Baker's a Tampa guy. He's from there. Hometown loves him. So they're just looking to keep it going, keep it rolling against the Cartel. This game is in Miami, so it's a short drive over for the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks, but it is a slight home field advantage. But I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of orange and, a lot of creamsicle in the crowds today. Let's get on to the rivalry game of the week. I couldn't really decide one because Coach Rico didn't pick one, and I couldn't pick me again, so I went with the Roon Dogs at the Quailmen. 1-3 Roon Dogs at the 2-2 French Quarter Quailmen. It's been a long time since the Quailmen have had a better record than the Roon Dogs coming into this matchup. This is a rivalry. Most people probably don't know about it because it is, with Dan and Mandy, who do know each other. And this is not a bitter rivalry. There's not a lot of hatred here, but it is a rivalry nonetheless. This game has not kicked off, though. It's saying the Roon Dogs are going to pick up their second win on the season to bring both of these teams to 2-3. Mandy's got a 20-point spread on this right now, and she is looking a little desperate for a win, and she's looking to do that against her bitter rival in Dan this week. We'll see if she can pull it off this week. The game of the week. You got the undefeated 4-0 Charleston Trolls coming out here to Vietnam to take on the 3-1 Vietnam Voyagers. This game has kicked off. The Voyagers are up 25-0 after into the second quarter right now, and Puka put up a crap load of points already, so they're looking very strong. However, the Trolls are undefeated for a reason, and they are looking very, very strong as well. Right now, the spread is only 5 points in favor of the Voyagers, so I'm assuming that's gonna change very quickly in favor of the Trolls, I fear, just based on matchups this week and just how good the Trolls have looked on the season. Voyagers have had quarterback problems, and then now it looks like they're having tight end problems, and they're missing Bucky Irving on the day as well, so they're going to have to start some unsavory guys at flex for this game to try to pull off I guess you'd say, a slight upset here for them, and they're going to try their hardest. Who knows? Let's get on to the predictions. Thank you, Rico, making them picks. Last week, Matt made the picks. He went 2-4. And now we're sitting at 12-12 on the season. Shitty. Got to get better. I mean, look at that. We got to get Rico. You need to go perfect on these picks. But Rico picked, and again, you can see all the shit on the screen. It's pretty much rivalry week. He's got the dumpster fire over the tanks, the Mothmen over the finesse, the heaters over the Cavs, and would undoubtedly be the upset of the week for sure. He's got the Tiger Sharks over the Cartel, the Quailmen over the Rune Dogs, and he's picking the Voyagers over the Trolls, which again is a slight upset. Not as big as the heaters over the Cavs would be, but some pretty bold picks, but pretty safe as well. Looking pretty good to me. Let's get into... Oh, wait. I forgot. Chunks has it next week, and we don't know who's going to have it after that. We'll see. Let's get into golf. Not much change here in golf either. Just a quick change at the bottom there between Rybo and Sam and Matt and Hunter. I think that was the only changes in the standings. Scores-wise, nothing too crazy. Where's my notebook? Where's my golf book? My score sheet. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's pretty spread out. It looks like E-Man had the best day. He had 3 birdies and 1 bogey. So now E-Man is sitting at even par there. And otherwise, nothing too crazy. Rico shot an extra birdie. Graydon shot an extra bogey. Sam shot 2 extra bogeys, and everybody else kind of evened out or maybe got a birdie or a bogey here and there. Nothing too crazy on the links this week. Graydon's still sitting pretty at the top, but he did lose a stroke to Chunks, and Chunks took the hole off. So right now it's still a 2-horse race, but it's still very, very close. It's still anybody's game. Even Sam could somehow come from the bottom all the way to the top. Not gonna happen, but he could. But yeah, let's get on out of here. I'm trying to get these shorter, man. But that's about it. That's it, guys. Kickoff is in shit. It's in fucking 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go put my purple on and watch these Vikings fucking lose to the Browns. And that's about it. Okay, bye.